Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Going On. So, the two morons are still trying to convince the world that they're nice by having people talk good about them in the press. And we know Meghan has done this twice before, and she's even done this once before in Us Weekly, because this, according to Us Weekly, the showrunner from the Polo show said that the two idiots were wonderful to work with. Okay, well, if they were, you don't have to tell us. You don't have to try and convince the world that you're nice, Meghan. Okay? You don't have to do this. And especially, and I think that's the worst part. You would think she knows already. Everybody knows if it's in Us Weekly, it's from Meghan. But she just continues to do it. Because remember, this also happened with the Duchess Dictator thing. She forced her ex-employees to come out in Us Weekly and say how amazing she was. And then even before that, when she was still in the royal family, she was accused of forcing her employees in the royal family to talk to the press and say how amazing she is. So when this Polo guy says they were really, really great collaborative partners, okay, then they were. Sure, you don't have to try and convince us. And this is why this always happens, because when you're trying to portray yourself as this says, oh, they're wonderful to work with, but we already know that they're horrible people to work with. Hence why they've been losing employees left and right. It's just so ridiculous. And and also remember when the press was trying to convince us that Harry had friends? Remember that? I think that was back in October. They kept on telling us, oh, Harry and his close friends, Harry and his mates. And then it ended up being that Harry's closest friend was his security guard. Like, this is ridiculous. These people, they can't get it. Either they can't get it or they're too stupid and they want to just continue. I think it's going to be definitely the latter. So this guy says Meghan, to her credit, is also a huge fan of whatever. One of his greatest passions, the world of polo. Meghan is a huge fan of polo. Really? What's this guy's name? Milo Balak. Really, Milos? You mean Meghan's a huge fan of wherever there's rich guys? Really? As if we all didn't know that. If there's rich dudes there, of course Meghan's going to be very, very favorable of that event. I think we can all agree on that. Meghan, to her credit, is also a huge fan of polo. Harry brought her into that world. Are you sure? She was probably scoping out the polo world looking for a rich date. 3,500 a night, right? And on her own, as just really is so in tuned and knows what's going on. Well, I'm sure she knows what's going on because she's been around polo rich dudes probably for a very long time.